love doing podcasts with you boys. This is my favorite part of the week.
Podcasting is my favorite thing.
I just love it. I love how people hate to watch it and don't watch it anymore.
The Dibdit Podcast, sponsored by Dibdit.
Sponsored by J.K. Hoover. I kind of like how he sounds so presidential with his angry comments every week. You know,
Exactly.
It's like, I appreciate that, J.K.
Yeah, no.
It still
we're
hurts every time. but you know what? We're going to keep going.
We got to cry it out. We got to cry it out.
So how we doing,
ready.
guys? How we doing? Welcome to Trash to Cash Podcast, the dying reselling podcast.
Yes.
You ever watch
like,
Arrested Development, Carrie?
Yeah, I've watched it a little bit.
You know how, like, they knew they were going to get canceled after season 3? So, like, they started doing these, like, breaking the fourth walls. Like, please tell your friends about the Bluths. Like, you know, we're not very likable, but watch anyways. So we got to start doing that.
I'm a never nude, so I can relate a lot to
I'm watching
Arrested Development.
this last podcast, and it starts off with reselling, and I'm not even on it. And this one, I had high hopes for reselling.
Let's talk reselling, Kevin. Come on, bring the heat. You got some topics.
bring the
Were you
writing my
behind
notes
bars
down
in
now.
any of your thumbnails this week? Is anything happening?
Kevin, when did you get that barn door? I thought that used to be like a sheet blocking that door.
It did.
When did you get the
Now
barn
a
door?
3
just
days
now?
ago.
Bro, can I tell you, I mean, I'm deep into the rabbit hole of home renovation content, and they're actually going out of style.
Yeah,
Home
they are.
renovations are.
It just hit it.
Those
barn
barn
doors?
doors. Yeah.
You got to remember that Bedford is 7 to 10 years behind the trends.
On all the trends. He's about to go millennial gray upstairs.
He is.
Specific reason
Shareables.
for that one to be a barn door. Specific reason. So
Would a
because
would a
of where it
pocket
is.
Is it
door be
because
better suited?
are you in a
It
barn
could have
right
been.
now?
It could have been. But the door, the stairs are right there. What is going on? I hear something ridiculous. Is it somebody washing
on.
clothes or something?
Let's mute everyone. 1 second. I'm gonna mute Carrie.
Is it my fan?
It's Carrie. It's something in
fan?
Carrie's room.
Maybe it's my fan.
It might be.
I can turn it off.
Try it. Let's see if it goes away.
You can't swing that way, and there's no room this way, and put a door.
Well, it looks
side,
nice,
like-
Kevin. It looks nice. I'm glad you're committing insurance fraud to get free doors.
I'm not.
Allegedly.
I got a check for just under $10,000.
Oh.
And
You
there
used it
wasn't
to fix up
quite
the
that
house.
much damage. It was close, but they were going to replace something in the bathroom. I'm like, there's nothing wrong with this, but whatever. And so
They
I
were
took
gonna
that-
mitigate some of that mold, and Kevin's like, "I need a barn door. Just leave the mold."
No, I had a lot more done than that. We changed the ceiling in there and what, but I mean, I paid more than that. I mean, double
Would you get
was
cheek
it.
fillers too? Because it looks like your cheeks are a little more full than
Do you
usual.
Botox, Kev?
No, I haven't in a long time.
You said you haven't in a long time.
I like
I
it.
don't-
Let's leave it like that.
I know Botox. Carrie,
takes a couple months,
Dawn
yeah.
and Carrie were trying to speak my love language today. It was very
How?
kind of them.
No, Kevin is the best, guys. I don't think you guys realize how wonderful Kevin is. Like as a human
happened?
being in general.
Why are you saying these weird things?
No, Kevin's
still
wonderful,
trying.
and I kind of wish you would appreciate Kevin a little bit more, Dave.
When Carrie doesn't meet my expectations, all you have to do is
I
just
know.
shower me with praise, and then you
I
still
know.
don't have to meet my expectations, and it's fine. It's really good.
Oh, we got our Tommy Bernard backdrop.
Oh my gosh!
I like to always
guys
keep
are
a.
ridiculous.
I like to always keep a Tommy Bernard backdrop on standby. Wait, this one was a good Tommy Bernard one, but it's
that's
not
an old
showing.
one.
See, that's his logo. Oh, you saw it for a second, right? Wait. Ooh,
Hold on,
this is
look at
cool.
this. No,
Look, you see him? You see him in the
like
back
that.
there?
I see him in the side there. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's
I'm
do
having a lot of
this.
fun.
That would really piss people off. if we did that.
Okay, so what do we do, Kevin? What do we do about
do?
this show going downhill so much?
We talk about eBay and we rip on YouTube.
Let's
for
talk
not
about
doing it.
eBay.
I had a good week.
Let's talk about
Maybe
eBay.
we need another dude. You know what? Maybe this is the key. We need
talk
another
about eBay.
full-time eBay seller to just be a
Oh,
permanent
you think
host.
we should add a fourth?
Ooh.
I think we need to add a fourth.
Well,
like
it can't
we're-
be Tim. Like all these people
He's not.
complaining,
He's a
and then you
live
bring on
auction
the
guy.
biggest district shield
man.
there is.
Who sells on
Let's
eBay
bring
all
let's
the
bring
time?
another person in to talk about an obviously dying platform.
Philly
Let's
Flipper?
do it.
Philly,
Harry
no.
Tornado?
Philly-
No,
Harry
Flip the
Tornado
world.
could do it. Flip the world, baby.
no.
I don't
Who's-
know.
Who's the print? Well, we can't.
Who's
steal
still
somebody's
doing
already
eBay?
on
Who's
it.
still
Oh,
doing
Pure
eBay? That's
Hustle. Pure Hustle.
Oh,
Bring Pure
no,
Hustle,
he
both
is,
of them.
is he?
Oh, actually, he'd be good.
Who's doing
because
eBay
he
that's
went-
under 70 right now? Who?
He went back to
Don's dead. I know. I'm just playing.
Pure Hustle's focused on eBay right now and only eBay. And although he does things that Tim wouldn't like over the years, he does things like sell things under the market value just to get them sold. And although Carrie does that too, but Tim likes Carrie.
That's literally what I do at all my auctions.
Yeah.
But they were giving you a hard time about that in your comments today on your video, Dave. They're like, you should have just cut the prices on eBay.
Yeah. Then, I didn't read them yet. So yeah, give me a summary.
I wouldn't. Hustle. They're not super positive. There's a few positive ones in there, but there's some negatives.
How about a female?
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
So, Carrie, the reason they're negative, and I knew I was inviting it, okay? This is an interesting thing, guys. I feel like the people that are still watching this show, the people who are still watching, look at he's using that cool barn door. How fancy is that? See, that's the little thing that used to be hanging there. It's still there.
Yeah, it's still there. He's feeding the cats.
The people that are still watching the show, there truly are people. Like, you guys, you're the OGs. You're like the official trashers, you know? Yep. And so I can tell you that although everyone hates what I'm doing, and everyone is complaining in my comments. No, my comments would tell a different story, Kevin. Let me tell you what.
Yeah.
But my reselling revenue is up. My YouTube revenue on that channel is way up. And so I think it's working fine. I mean, I will say my like ratio is going way down on my videos.
They forget about how booming NC Builder is too for you.
Yes.
That's a big revenue stream for you.
It's like everyone says I'm doing a stupid thing, but then, you know, it's
when you present them with the truth of it. I did a whole video about it and mentioned you multiple times. You probably didn't watch it, but I did it. I'm not quitting eBay, and you shouldn't either. Yeah. But the whole thing was, look, there's right things for different people, and because I'm
assuming it was you summarizing what Dave's doing, so it's kind of like a copy of what Dave's doing. So, like, if I wanted to watch the telephone game, I would watch that.
You know what it is though? Like in that video, I really invited it. Like I did not draw any conclusions. I intentionally didn't say, "Oh, I'm doing better because of this."
Laid it out.
I just laid it out. I said, "Is that better? I don't know, guys. You tell me in the comments. Is this a bad choice or a good choice?" I literally put it in their hands, knowing they would troll the crap out of me, and I was like, "I'm fine with that. Just let them have their fun eventually." You know?
How come Carrie doesn't get this hate?
I'm insulated. I feel like I get insulated from a lot of the hate because you guys are both so divisive. Yeah, there's a little bit of pity, I think, there.
The boy can't even button his shirt. I mean, let's go easy.
I know. They're just like, oh, it's just Carrie. I get a lot of, oh, it's just Carrie. Whereas, like, fair. But you're also so divisive, Dave. I think you take a lot of the friendly. I think I had one person say, occasionally I'll get somebody saying Carrie's not that funny, and I just don't agree with them. That's all.
Yeah, they're just wrong.
They could be wrong.
What would be crazy is to drive to Orlando 2 hours away to eat at a chain restaurant, but we did it.
We did it,
and it was pretty good, honestly.
I went to Brown's and also a card show in Orlando, so I had business down there.
I will say I was farting all night, like waking myself up with the sleep farts. Have you ever woken yourself up with a sleep fart, Kevin? I think it might be lactose intolerant specific. Okay, so if you're lactose intolerant, like Leonard on Big Bang Theory, and you've like eaten ice cream as dessert, it was delicious.
I discovered a game yesterday, and I think you noticed it. I think you noticed it. My new game is when we have food, I just pick up the plate and I hand it to you, Dave, and say, "Do you want more?" Because I was doing that with the biscuits last night. Because you eat,
you kept trying to get me to eat more.
You eat a lot of biscuits, so I'm like, "We'll eat like another." 7. So I pick up the plate, and you did eat one more, and then you almost ate another one. You ate like 17 biscuits.
Listen, if I'm driving 2 hours to Cheddar's, I am.
You were like Mike, the death pile picker, when it comes to his bread intake.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's like okay. So if you're gonna drive 2 hours to nearest Chili's, you know you're eating 6 Awesome Blossoms. Like, you're not gonna go there and not have an Awesome Blossom.
You're not gonna not put down 23,000 calories.
You're not gonna drive 5 hours to In-N-Out and not have it.
You're not going to Australia and not experiencing the culture.
I hate to. But I have to take care of some business here. So I no longer, for whatever reason, have access to the Trash to Cash podcast. Which is, you don't either?
I can't remember the password.
Well, I need to get
one of you guys might have it.
Okay. I did, I thought.
Carrie?
On YouTube?
We're now relying on Carrie.
I have access. Yeah,
so can we,
but I don't know what any of it is.
Lives that are still showing up, we can't get them off? Because I used to go on there and
I can get on there and get them off. Do we need to get them off?
Who are you getting off?
Well, You have a streams from 8 days ago showing on our Trash to Cash. I like to, if you stream those, to get them off, but I don't have access.
I don't either.
Carrie, can you do it? Are we really? Have we reached this point?
Yes. Would you like me to do it?
Yes, I would like you to do it and to give.
Do you want me to do it right now and come back so that we ensure that it gets done?
No. Carrie went sourcing yesterday. Kevin, did you go sourcing? Is it finally time in Lynchburg?
Sourcing yesterday.
Nice. How did it go?
What happened?
I was so excited. And I didn't even show up early to either one of them, and I purposely didn't, but because I still have some inventory and stuff. But I went out anyways because I was meeting up with somebody for a buyout, and they were at one of the estate sales, so I went there. I saw Jen there, by the way.
Nice.
And she's like, "Did you go to that other one?" I'm like, "Yeah, I did." But I went an hour and 10 minutes after it started, and I killed it an hour and 10 minutes after it started. So she went before me, and and so I looked at her. I'm like, "You killed it, didn't she?" She's like, "Oh yeah." So I mean, I killed it an hour and 10 minutes after it started.
Yeah. How well did you kill it?
Well, are we talking about jewelry? Are we talking about adult diapers?
I guess maybe I'm blowing it out of proportion a little bit.
Probably are.
No,
I've seen your thumbnails in your titles. You probably
my expectations were very low. But
I'm sure there'll be prison bars on the thumbnail somehow.
They had Fostoria. They had like a 16-piece Fostoria little.
Did you just make up a word? Is that a thing?
Tim talked about him last week. The little Fostoria stem glasses with the yellow at the bottom.
I wasn't paying attention to much of that.
He said he sold them for like $800.
His cat can't get upstairs, so it's making. I'm gonna have to take the cat.
It's because you'd be putting barn doors blocking every entryway.
Yeah, let the cat have some freedom of movement.
Got no opposable thumbs. He's trying to push the door to the side, and he's like, "It's not working."
Fostoria when I come back.
All right.
Fostoria.
Gosh, okay.
Gosh, can't wait.
Am I too hot, Carrie? Is my mic too loud, or is it fine?
I think you're loud enough. It's good enough. Yeah, I think
not too loud.
It's not too loud. It feels.
Is it peaking? It's sounding like crackly at the high ends.
It is a little bit.
Okay, so people get mad if my mic sounds bad. So that's hopefully a little better. Okay. So what were we talking about?
Does Kevin have some of his Does Kevin have some of his black and white pictures in the back from when he was a kid? Did you know?
Yeah, those are called
childhood photos.
Cabinet cards.
Okay,
yeah,
some of his old cabinet cards from when he was a kid.
Cards from his childhood. They're post-mortem too, which is weird.
Yeah.
All right.
It was pre getting bitten by Dracula or Nosferatu.
20-piece set. I'm back. For whatever you're talking about.
Please, no.
Worthless, I'm sure.
No, well, go ahead with your riveting story.
And they wanted $20 for a 16-piece set of this Fostoria. And I looked them up, and each one goes for like $20 plus shipping. I'm like, sweet. 16 to a cat and Carrie can do
that.
That's
$5,000.
Yeah, it's $47,000.
And they had a little picture to
Can
go
I
with
ask you a quick question? Does Fostoria glass say Fostoria on it? How did you know it was Fostoria?
My camera. So
does it have like a bitter taste, or is that a?
We couldn't go and just see the name. There's not like an F or anything on it.
I'm sure Tim is cringing listening to this conversation.
Be careful because the F, it could be federal glass too. I'm not an idiot.
It could be Fenton.
It could also be Fenton. Thank you. It could be Fester glass.
Yeah.
It could be
great.
I go into the rest of this sale and I just start picking a few things here and there. They were pretty good. A DVD, VCR, and the prices were crazy good. Then I go inside and I find a camera. I find 2 leather-bound Bibles, one that was really good, and Zippo lighters, all this stuff. And it turns out I knew the guy.
A crappy day at the flea market. Go on.
Well, possibly, but I haven't had a sale in 4 months.
I found Zippo lighters, Dave.
Well, the prices
Did you find some
cheap.
wheat pennies?
Yeah. Do you find some as seen on TV lint lizards?
But I knew the guy. He used to play ball at the school I played at, and I just started chatting him up, and I know this guy, and I'm like, this dude makes a lot of money. He's not going to give a crap where this stuff's going or whatever. And so I just bundled it all up. And he's like, how about $30 for all of it? And there was, I don't know, $700-800 worth of stuff there.
Wow.
And I'm like, how about 40?
Oh, you went up to 40?
Talked him up?
Yeah, I talked him up.
That's such a cringe non-reseller thing to do.
No.
That's like what they tell you to do in the comments, but you don't really do it.
No, see, do that. It actually helps you gain people when you do that.
Kevin, speaking of gaining people, did you turn off whatever vibration was driving them insane 2 episodes ago?
Did you see me get up a little while ago? Because my phone dinged. I actually took it over there and I wrapped it up in that blanket.
You could just put it inside.
It right there.
You can just click the side of your phone. You don't have to wrap it in a towel.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I clicked the silent thing off and it buzzes.
Well, what about Do Not Disturb?
Yeah, Do Not Disturb, buddy.
The Do Not Disturb doesn't work for everything. Actually, it might. Hold on a minute.
Yeah,
no. Leave it. I like it over there. Leave it.
I want to hear a muzzled buzz every now and then.
Yeah, y'all, if you get a message from my wife saying I can't find my phone, remind me it's right there.
Okay,
right
that's good.
All right.
All right.
Sounds good.
No, okay, so we're sorry, guys. We're sorry that Kevin was buzzing so much last time. Kevin has not learned how to turn
I guarantee it was just district notifications. I had
gifted sales. That's exactly
yeah, exactly. I was at the card show on Saturday, and I had 2 people go. I get a lot of notifications from
Kevin overdoes.
It works really well.
Dave thinks I do.
You do. As a past head of marketing, you do.
I do not.
Okay. Yeah.
It's
for
effective.
Now. For now.
As a past,
the more you do
as
it.
a past.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
Level 3 worker at In-N-Out, you do it. I wasn't level 4. I couldn't work burgers. They didn't let me. But as a level 3 worker, I could do clean tables and work the counter and do fries. You do too many buzzes for us. You do too many notifications.
Yeah. Okay. So wait.
Here's the thing.
Let's catch back up on the story. We dropped the ball. It didn't finish. Kevin found lighters.
Yeah,
glass and basically
it was
nothing.
So riveting. I forgot we were talking about
plenty more than that.
$800 and you paid $40. Yeah. And then you went to another sale. Tell me about the other sale.
So I did go to another sale. The other sale was a well-advertised estate sale with crazy good stuff at it. But I had Turner that day, right? And so I didn't want to wake up early and do all this and, whatever. So I go to the second sale.
Are you splitting custody?
No.
It was your weekend with Turner?
I mean, that's not funny. I mean,
my wife
was fine, but
my wife.
Weird.
If she was home, she would have stayed home with Turner, and everything would have been fine. He could have stayed home by himself, but he said he wanted to go with me, and I'm like, okay. I didn't want to wake him up at the crack of dawn. I'm like, it's not that big a deal right now. We'll just go late. I was going to the other estate sale because these estate sales are a little high priced, but there's still stuff to find at them, right? This one was a local, easy one that I did really well at. Anyway, go to the other one. And I was meeting somebody who was I was going to do a buyout of a bunch of stuff. That's really why I went, not to go to the estate sale. But then I went inside anyways, and it was half an hour. It was a half an hour after it started. And
land the plane, baby.
The first person that was there at 5 a.m., so I knew the good stuff wouldn't be there. But I went in anyways and still did okay. And saw Jen there.
Okay. Well, what is okay? What exactly did you find that made it okay?
I bought 2 things, but I wasn't expecting too much.
What 2 things did you buy? 3 things.
I bought
what were they?
Pineapple Vera Bradley bag. Just thought that would be cool.
Yeah.
I bought a Klein toolbox, metal toolbox that sells really well.
Yep, Klein.
And I bought a Sony DVD VCR combo with the remote that actually goes for around $100 plus shipping.
Wow. We all know what you really care about. How much footage did you get?
Yeah, exactly.
I got some okay footage, not anything amazing. What do you mean, me? You're saying Kevin won't say this stuff out loud in a video. Like, I'm not even here to defend myself.
You're about to say it, aren't you, though?
No.
That you make 5x your cost at every video, right? You're going to say it?
That is absolutely not true. Not true.
Allegedly, I'm saying, guys. Alleged. He cannot.
Although
that
has happened.
He can't sue you if it's on his podcast. You can say what you want.
That's how it works.
Dave.
Yes.
I think that's the law. Allegedly.
This also, this podcast is sponsored by Kevin Brown LLC. Wait a minute. Wait.
Sorry. Choking on Zen.
Wait a minute. I gotta keep exploring this thing.
Mimbo? Because he's coughing and he says,
the viewers have, I'm trying to talk right through this. The viewers have a legit concern that you just dismissed. You're throwing out numbers. My net profit was this. And that was just the money that you got from the sales. And they're like, that's not your net profit, Dave. And you're like, but it is because I make videos. That's relatable.
Yeah, it's all profit. I said it wasn't relatable before I said it. I literally said
what's
this
the
is very
don't
unrelatable.
Say net profit. That's not your net profit.
Why do I have to be relatable?
You
Can't
didn't
I just
even
be honest?
subtract cost of goods. But
keeping up with the Kardashians isn't relatable, but people watch it. Dave's reselling Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a train wreck you want to watch. You just want to tune into the train wreck.
Somehow
Dave's bills are paid. We don't know how it's working.
Weird.
Somehow he's eating. I don't know how. And too much, for that matter.
The other part you didn't say out loud was that you don't know what your cost of goods are. You have no idea what your cost of goods are.
I mean, dude, it's bad because like I'll buy stuff and then like I'll be pulling it for an order video 2 weeks later. I'll be like, I don't know what I paid for this. Probably not much because I'm pretty good at buying, but I don't remember. Yeah. You know, I assume I didn't pay too much.
Paul, speaking of somebody doing what you're doing on a different site, he showed his numbers for the month or 2 months or whatever, and he says
they were high.
Before you ask, he's like, I spend about $1,000 a week on inventory.
So $4,000, and you think he said he sold like 20, 30? Yeah. 20 or 30?
Like 30. But that's a higher raw number because the fees are higher over there and all that stuff, but whatever.
Well, but I sold 20.
Oh, I
sold 20, and he sold 30. And it was a lot of work, and I don't want to do that much work. Now, maybe it's not as much work because he's probably sourcing smaller stuff.
Well, the good part is like you both beat Harry Tornado. Yeah. That's the important part.
Yeah. And that's what I thought.
Is it because he's focusing too much on soap? Do you think that's the issue, that he's focusing too much on soap?
Don't talk trash about soap. He gets mad. He gets a little bit.
He does get a little
He gets a little stinky.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said stinky because it's soap. Kevin, did you watch my video today? Is that what you're saying?
I didn't. But I did see it. It popped up, so it must be doing well.
It's doing well, yeah. It's like a 2 or 1. But in it, I did talk about just the brutality of shipping these big items. These big items. Like, really, I think one of the keys to success, if you're going to be live auction only, is sourcing smaller stuff. Like, I always have, like, small, medium, large. I was like, anything that I would call large during a stream, I'm going to have Dawn look through and see what she wants to buy at cost. And anything she doesn't want is going to the Goodwill.
Yeah.
You know, and just whatever. Because, like,
exactly.
I don't want to. I've got all these DVD VCR combos. They sell for like $30 to $50 on eBay. I do not want to put them through an auction. They're going to sell for $5.
You could store them, and I will buy all of them. I love them.
Do you think the DVD VCR Assance, the DVD VCR Assance that we all went through in like 2020, 2021, do you think it's over?
Well, that's because everyone was cooped up at their house.
Whatever. That stuff still sells for good money.
It still sells for like $30, but why would you ship that? I mean, some sell for more.
Because it's not that hard, Carrie. It's so easy.
You're paying $8. You hope it works, and it goes for $35.
But Carrie, I do have some stuff I think she'll legit want. So at some point, you guys got to stop by. Maybe
are they still going for like $60 to $100, or are they?
They vary completely. Some go for as little as $35, and some go for as much as $200, $300. Depends on what you're getting.
But then you have to deal with the fact that you sell DVD VCR players, so that's also an issue.
I got no problem with it whatsoever. I just bought one.
I have no
issue anyways, with Carrie, tomorrow
electronics freak me out.
Yeah, tomorrow, what time are you doing your Starbucks run?
That's a good question. It's I'm gonna be doing a podcast at noon, so probably like 1:30 or 2, probably knowing.
Well, listen, maybe call me before. Maybe you and Dawn can stop by and bring me one of your little matchas because I ordered it wrong clearly, and I tried.
Oh yeah,
they got this fancy Starbucks drink that was really good. I go there and it was terrible. I don't know. So next time you're over here, I want Dawn to look like, I know she'll probably want my big giant Jim Shore Angel thingy. I paid $20 for it. She'd probably pay me the same because it sells for like $200 to $300. But I don't want to ship it on Dibdit. But she'll probably take it for the $20 I paid for it. So just tell her I wanted to look through some of this MCM stuff, the big stuff.
Yeah. The bigger problem is that you have to combine those big items with other
items. I mean, dude.
You could eliminate that.
Oh my gosh. It was literally 6 boxes to one person. And they were all big boxes. So I paid, I think, $114 to ship his orders. I think he paid something like $53. So I lost like $65.
You want to see something cool?
Well,
Dave,
listen, I guarantee you.
This is my auctions on Dibdit for the week. There's one more row of a box. Sitting right next to me on a table. That's why shipping cards or small
stuff. Are you guys
stuff.
really defending this practice is the best way to resell? Is that what we're saying?
Yes. Once a week shipping is way better for the buyer.
He's complaining. Carrie sounds like he's making no money.
What? How do I make no money? Decision. I'm not paying $8 to sell a DVD VCR player. Sorry.
No,
you can't convince
Listen,
me.
I will tell you, I'm at the point of zen with the shipping. Like, I didn't really hate the shipping. I hated the expense of the shipping. I think I even said that in my video. Like, it was the shipping wasn't bad. I was listening to podcasts, just kind of shipping. The thing that was bothering me was just going into pirate ship and spending all this money on shipping, and I was like, I don't like spending all this money on shipping.
You do it wrong.
How do I do it wrong?
I can. First of all, I've seen you ship before, and I've never seen you cut down a box in my life.
There's no void in these boxes, baby. There's too much stuff in them for there to be a void.
Well, what were you charging Progressive Shipping to have 6 boxes and only get $55?
Well, usually like 5 and 1 or 6 and 2. A lot of times.
Large.
No, on the large 12 and 5, and really I should be charging like 16 or something on these larges because the larges I'm running are really large. Like,
well, there you go.
Really
extra large.
Yeah, they need to be like extra larges, and I think the 5 isn't enough. Like maybe if I did 12 and 8 or something, because when you get 2 together, it becomes an oversized box.
Plus, you sell your smalls first, and they're Progressive is the cheaper on the 2. So that's what I'm saying. You're doing it wrong.
Exactly. So they're unlocking it for $5, and then they're paying $5 to ship the large item.
Which
so now
is
they
helping.
paid $10. It helps them bid probably because they're not paying as much for shipping.
And you've made more money on that other side. So
Yeah.
it's not as bad as you
It's
think.
not like
but still.
I'm not like losing money. It's fine. I just want to not buy big stuff anymore.
Yeah. But you got to get through that before.
You have to pick differently if you do live auctions, in my opinion. Generally, you can still do big stuff, but maybe save it for certain types of auctions. Don't do it on every auction. Doing clothing, doing sports cards.
On those, on the big stuff, I just need to stop doing progressive.
There you go.
Yeah.
Like on large, just turn it off.
But like I said, you will probably get less money because of that, and so it's going to balance out. So it is what it is. But just don't buy big stuff anymore. How's that?
Yeah, and I'm doing like one more week of hard selling, and then I'm gonna basically be at that point donating and trashing everything.
I got one more bit of advice
after one more week.
I got one more bit of advice before I brag about my eBay sales. So you could, I know you're not doing static listing anymore on eBay, but you could for a few select items, like for instance that Jim Shore. If you put that Jim Shore on Dibbed It right now for $80 or $90, it would sell in a minute. And you could do it separate.
And then ship it on its own.
And ship it on its own.
That's true.
And still give those good deals out to people. You could create your own line and Dibbed It, right? Dave's Deals.
Yeah.
And just put it right there and deal with all that stuff quickly, one-offs, and you'd get that easily for it.
Yeah, no, you're right. I'll probably still just sell it to Don. But you're probably right. But yeah, I just like, right now I just want to get rid of the big stuff. I got things. Now, eventually, I dream of building out a kitchen in my garage. And I think with the fact of how small my reselling is going to be, it's going to be a smaller operation because it's in, out, in, out, in, out. So I'm going to have like 2 rows. Yeah, 2 rows, which will free up in any garage a significant amount of space to have my own kitchen, which would allow me to make kitchen videos whenever I want. So this is my thing I was fantasizing about 100%. Today. So.
I think it's a great idea, which is why it's right for you, which is why I said it. And my audience doesn't hate you, Dave. Well,
I know, yeah,
they probably do, but they don't say it because I'm nice to you.
Well, I bait them a little bit, because I don't really... A lot of people are very sensitive. I would say I'm not very sensitive. There are some comments that can get to me, but when it comes to things that I know are working, it's going to be hard to convince me it's a bad idea when I see it working.
Carrie is not sensitive because, it's working. Don't beat these people. Come on. They got better. Carrie can handle it because we piled on Carrie today.
Did you?
He took it like a champ.
Who did?
That's why.
You guys who were all arguing about card stuff? I just went in there and I was like, "What's everyone else do? Like, why are we arguing?"
I was like,
what everyone else does.
I was actually proud of myself because, usually I'm pretty easygoing, but I'm like, I kind of like this, kind of what I think. And it made me feel very uncomfortable. I'm not gonna lie, but I ultimately think I agree with you guys after we went through it. But I was like, I'm just gonna keep sticking with it because I was thinking actually as I was doing, I'm like, Dave would do this and actually enjoy it, and it just made me.
I would. Yeah, I would have enjoyed what
bad.
But
I
guilty. I was skimming it, and it seemed like Carrie just being overly worried, like he always is about selling stuff.
No, I also thought, they're probably. I'm just dealing with OCD Carrie right now. That's what I felt people were thinking.
And I knew that's what you were doing, and that's why I was just like, let me just inject some logic. What's everyone else do? Do that. Let's stop talking about it. Just do what every other platform does.
Because really, when things come down to cards, it's I'm not a card guy.
I don't have a dog in the fight. I didn't really care what you decided, honestly.
Either. I was just stirring the pot. I mean, I was giving my honest opinion, but I was enjoying. I was. It
was a fun conversation.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we were just. We can tell people. It's not that big of a secret. We're talking about COAs and how necessary they are when reselling on platforms.
Yes. Yes.
And so the conclusion was do what all the other platforms, eBay, Mercado.
Basically, it's the seller's. Yeah, it's the seller's responsibility.
They should be honest about whether or not it's real. If they don't know, they should say they don't know. If it is, they should show a COA. That's really.
And I was saying we shouldn't do it at that point.
All.
But then I think that's what all the other we just talked about all the other sites. That's how they handle it. So
yeah. Well, okay. So here's the question, because I went into an auction the other day on somewhere. And someone was selling signed cards and stuff like that, and no COA, no proof they were real. That was very unattractive to me as far as, like, it was fine. The auction was fine. The person was doing a good job, but the items were unattractive to me because there was no COA. I didn't know if it was real autographs, so I just wasn't willing to bid as much.
So,
I mean, it kind of takes care of itself.
As somebody who likes cards and autograph stuff and resells them as well, there's two things. If it was a good enough price, and we talked about this a little, if it was a good enough price and I figured it was real, then I would go get a COA. It's not that expensive.
Worth the gamble, right?
Yeah.
Worth a gamble. Or it was cheap enough and I like it and I just want it for myself and I'm cool. I assume it's real. But, I'm not one to...
I buy that stuff all the time. I bought some for my brother, some Greg Valentine autograph.
Yeah, if you got some 1980s Los Angeles Rams, you got Eric Dickerson and Flipper Anderson autographs, but they're not worth getting COAs for, but you're getting them for $1 or $2 a piece. Mm-hmm. I would buy them too. So for myself,
and he had a quirk from Star Trek Deep Space Nine auto. Again, no COA, but I'm like, that's cool enough that I'll pay the $1.
I think I was more worried about unscrupulous people who if people were going on really selling autograph stuff all the time, jerseys. But that's not really happening. But if that were, I guess we'd have to deal with it.
Is Carrie, you can ban any of those sellers once you find out.
That's basically what I thought too. So
you can ban them, and we could just ban good sellers too, just for fun.
I banned Kevin last night. He didn't even notice it. It's pretty fun. I mean, he doesn't run auctions, so how's he going to notice?
Hey, I ran one on Dibbed at Threads the other day.
Oh, did you? I missed
You didn't even... Oh, yeah, no kidding. Nobody pushed it out because I was
I didn't know. You got to tell us you're doing it and tell us to push it out.
I ran a Dibbed at Threads
Kevin, you do know you can just go on your computer and push it out while you're live.
I ran one with Chernock. He's running them like crazy.
But you can push it out yourself.
I don't know how to use the computer, Dave. I don't know how everything I do on my phone.
Yo, I will say
you and Don, Gen X to the core.
I
Don,
hate computers.
We got Don. What do you call it?
I love the Elijah Kevin TikTok talk. He'll come up to me and be like, Kevin wants me to do just the same exact video every single time. I did 5 different ones, and he said he just wanted me to do the one that he did. And I was like, he's an old man. He doesn't get it.
He just wants a good old American bean burrito smothered in ketchup every time.
He is thinking TikTok, which is great.
But which is what you're paying him for.
But
he's a little more connected to TikTok than you are, bud.
I don't make enough on TikTok to pay him what I'm paying him.
Oh my gosh, $10. Wow.
I don't make enough. So I have to take that video and put it on Facebook to make it financially worthwhile. And some of them, if they're made for TikTok, I'm not like you, Dave. I like people liking me. I'm not going to put videos that make me look bad.
Dude, rage bait is the key to success on TikTok.
I don't want to do that.
You always want to start off your picking videos with resellers are morons, and then just do reselling and just see what happens. Just see what happens. See if you can get the.
They don't really care about the reselling part. They want to debate whether they're morons.
Yeah, but Kevin, if you're solely incentivizing the TikTok, then he's going to do everything he can to make it successful on TikTok.
I understand that, but listen, the ones that he's done lately have performed better than the other ones. So there you go.
All right, got it.
Is that for my performance review for Elijah?
Yeah, good. I'll let him know.
The problem is, I don't know if the information I sent him for my login actually works.
The
eBay
Reseller Information Network?
My eBay sales are up. It's live 34 minutes. I've been trying to say it the whole time. I'm excited. We're making money on eBay.
Why wouldn't you be making money on eBay?
Yeah,
because I wasn't.
Was there a time you weren't?
Terrible.
You made no money for 2 weeks on eBay, and you didn't talk about this on your channel?
Yes, I did.
You were in the negative. You were in the negative on eBay.
I wasn't in the negative.
Well, then you were making money.
As much. I like to see $400 days. That makes me happy. And I've had
that's not very relatable, though, Kevin. I thought we were talking about relatability.
475.
Kevin, are you still collecting
592 today?
Are you still collecting overly ripe fruit, and you still want people to send it to your P.O. box, or was that? Are you still looking for some of that?
No,
okay,
I'd rather not.
All right, I just thought you were.
Although it did help. It did help. So if anybody wants to send me some overly ripe fruit anonymously.
P.O. box in the description below.
Rancid pineapples.
Also, if you see him at a yard sale and you can just start yelling at him, he'd appreciate that too. He could use some Karen content.
I have never made one thing up, but I do enjoy those wonderful twists that come at you every once in a while.
It's weird. I cleaned my garage today a little bit, and I was kind of taking stock of my stock, and I saw my backpack is up there with the GoPro underneath those boxes, and I was like, I haven't even charged a battery in like a month. I have not been sourcing in a very long time. Yeah. I mean, I did that one time at the Webster, Carrie. We didn't go to the Webster. We went to
Browns
like
2-3 weeks ago.
Yeah, my Browns video's coming out here in a week.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe Thursday a Browns video.
How long is it?
I don't know. I haven't edited it yet.
It was really weird going to Browns without you, man, because I got up early, and which was hard. And then we got there, and I went to the first row, and there was a card guy. And that's all I went to. And then Dawn found a bunch of stuff. That trips
me out.
We were there for an hour and left.
Let's talk about this, because I think this is the weirdest thing, guys.
I want to talk about something else.
Listen to what Carrie said. They went an hour and a half away. They went to a flea market. They sourced for 1 hour, and it was the biggest day at that flea market for the last 6 months.
We had
370 vendors.
It was simple. Dawn had a budget.
After 1 hour, they spent like $200. They left, but she could have spent more.
She could have spent more, but she wanted to stick to her budget. She was saying, "Should I go get more money?" I'm like, "If you want to," but there was another caveat. There was a card show. There was a card show, and I'm not usually early to card shows, so I'm like, I was telling her she could do what she wants, but I was cool leaving because I'm like, I could be to the card show for 7 hours. And that sounds fun to me.
Okay. I'm shocked
we didn't stay for 7 hours
with that because listen, Dawn hates the card show, so I just am so blown away that she'd be like,
Dawn is my camera.
She's
Dawn's my camera woman.
Hold on,
and she actually does like them now. She's been making money on cards. You're right.
Okay,
she honestly does.
No, that's not what I was gonna say at all. She likes the flea market. She likes the Browns. Oh, he's talking to Kevin. She likes the Browns, so I'm shocked she was willing to You almost make it sound like she wanted to, but were you pressuring her?
No. She was she told me she wasn't really feeling it, and then she found some stuff and she was good. I don't know.
She didn't like that she had no one picking normal stuff with her. She missed me.
Maybe that's really
what it was.
Maybe you just threw it off.
I
don't know.
She wanted to show it off. She could have sent me a suck it video.
Yeah, just a good old fashioned suck it Kevin video probably would have helped. No, I don't know.
It is a
bit
of a bummer to pick alone, so it could just be.
I was there, and I was fully. I was fully intending to go to that part of the thing, and then I barely left that area, and she was already loading up. So I'm like,
I just don't know. I don't know about that drive. I mean, I guess it was kind of on the way to the card show, right?
Where we live, everything feels like an hour and a half. The card show was an hour from there. So we just drive all the time now that we're in the country. So we're used to it. It's like an hour and a half anywhere, except for your house, basically. It really is. I want to go to Jacksonville for a card show, hour and a half. Sanford, Apopka. If I want to go to, I've been to card shows in Tampa. That's 3 hours. I'm used to it.
Yeah.
I'm half an hour, 40 minutes from anything, and then if I'm lucky, there's something there. If not, I'm another hour away. So
the allure of 365 vendors would have kept me there more than an hour, and I would have been spending more than my budget. That's all I'm saying.
That's the thing, though. There's something to be said for having a budget and sticking to it.
I think so. Yeah. I don't know. See,
I took the wrong tack down there. I thought I was doing the right thing.
Okay.
And
what was that?
Because in the past, when I went with Dave to these flea markets, he just motor around, and I think his technique's totally changed. You spent forever in 2 rows, and I screwed up. I still did
walked
fine,
by a ton of stuff,
but I still screwed up.
Yeah.
So
my tactic at Browns is and especially when Rod is there because he's looking for sports stuff and cards too. The one strength I have is not being super curious to go deep into booths if they don't look good. So you guys will dig and dig and dig, and I will go through and find all the the stuff that's obvious. And then, honestly, I will go back and dig a little after that.
I do.
If nothing.
I like that you're saying
that's my style, though.
It's like a style when it's really just a anxiety that you don't want to dig.
He said it was his strength.
It is a strength, yeah. You're seeing a weakness as a strength. I think that's good. I think that's positive, and I encourage this.
I mean, look, it's also a weakness to over dig when there's nothing worth digging for. I've seen you guys dig, and I've seen you at booths where I'm like, why is he still there? There's nothing there.
But how many times have I called you because of cards you missed?
Yeah, well, if you're there, then I don't have to worry about it. You'll let me know.
Because I know you said
Isn't that smart?
You're motoring around, but like
you guys can check this in the 48 Laws of Power. It's a beautiful book.
If I'm not
Isn't
with
one of the
you,
laws delegation? I'm delegating that to you.
But if I'm not with you and you're walking by a bunch because you're going,
I'm sure I miss stuff.
That you do because I've called.
This is what separates me from other resellers. I'm cool with missing stuff. I really am. Is that bad? I'm being honest. As long as I find stuff,
too, Carrie, sometimes I feel.
I can't buy it all,
and that I miss something.
I mean, it would suck if I still have that feeling. Like Don said, and I didn't realize this. Apparently, we arrived a half hour late to Brown's. I thought I was so early it hurt, but apparently we were a half hour late, and we walked in there because we got there 8. I think it starts at 7:30. And she said people were coming out with stuff, and I'm like,
that hurt me. That Dave led me astray on that. He's like, it's okay if you're there late, which it is, but Rod was there early, and Rod came out with the best stuff because he was there early. So I'm of the belief that you gotta get the giant tubs full of thousands of dollars of merchandise.
I was right next to him when he bought that.
But he got there while he was buying it.
No, I mean, I could have gotten there at the same time, even with him getting there earlier. Like, that's what I'm saying. If that guy had pulled out the stuff 3 seconds later, it would have been good. I was a little late.
It's still a bit random, even if you're early, because
luck.
Yeah, there's still. I don't care how early you are. There's still some luck because no. But if there's 8 rows, right, or 10 rows at Brown's, if you go to the back, the front, the middle. I mean, we're not going all to the same row. So if the best stuff's in the middle, it's random. Whoever gets there first, or if you start in the middle. He just went to the back, right? Is that where he was?
Yeah,
Dave?
And I wasn't. But that was like, it was like 20 minutes after we got there that he bought that stuff. That's what I'm saying. Like, we had already been there.
It's a little bit of luck.
It had nothing to do with him.
But you have to be on time. I get it.
Booth at the right
to be lucky, you have to be there early to get that luck. A lot of times, I get it. But
I went to the first row I went to. Actually, it might have been the second, but I went to this, and a guy saw me there, and he's like, "Rod just got a big hit," and that was like 5-10 minutes after we got there. So. Yeah. I did go to the bathroom.
Yeah, but you went to poop or something when we got there. You were in the.
You're like one of those guys. Like, you have so much, but you want it all. Well, you want more. You want the others to suffer as well. You want them to know that you got the best stuff, even though you don't need it.
All right, here I go. Since I'm the only one who sells on eBay, I'll give you one here, and you've guessed the price.
I'll give you an eBay sell this week.
A lot of 4 brats, big babies, dolls, Dana, Phoebe, Chloe, and I don't know what else. And I think some of them
41.26. Gary, what's your guess?
I'm gonna guess.
We don't have an all day here.
I was honestly not listening, so $60.
Brats.
I was looking for something that Don sold this week.
This is a go $89.95 for 4 brats.
Wow, were they? They were pre-owned.
Pre-owned.
Yeah. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. So, I thought so too.
Oh, this is a fun one. You guys, this is a fun one. I think you'd like this one, Kevin. Don sold this today on eBay. A fun lot of Smurf party stuff from the early 80s.
Oh, that is cool. Did she buy that at the Browns?
Yeah, she got that from the Smurf people. Yeah. I got a bunch from them too.
I really dropped the ball. I bought a couple things, but I bought them for me.
That was the week after. They didn't have those the week you were there. Those came the next week because she went. So I cleaned up at the Smurf booth the first week, and then she saw it and went right over to it the next time we saw it, and I was like, I'll let her do it this time. And so she got a bunch of Smurf stuff this time.
She did good because I think we moved a lot through Dibdit, and then she's selling some certain stuff through eBay.
I would say, knowing Dawn, that's a tough one for me. I'm just going to say whatever it is plus $30 shipping.
I was gonna say $39.99 for the lot.
Yeah,
I think that's probably pretty close.
You guys are right. Like, I thought it was going to be more too, and it was $30 plus only $9 shipping, which seems actually a little low, maybe.
Yeah,
low for
it's
Dawn.
not heavy, but it's bulky. Like, I don't know.
She just made that price up, and I would have made up 40. She made up 30. You know. But
she sold her big mirror this week, but I figured you guys already knew about that big
do you remember
$300 mirror or whatever she sold?
This might be a long time ago, but do you remember going to the Webster with me the first time I ever went to the Webster? Yeah. So I bought a Flintstone lot. Do you remember that?
Yes.
And I just sold one of the hats from that lot. Just one hat sold for $35 plus shipping.
Wow. 2 years later. Nice.
Yeah, that's all. You could have sold that all on Dibdit the week you bought it, and then you could have turned that money over, I don't know, 700 times since then, and probably be at like 47 grand if you do the compounding, right?
If you need to turn the money
$35 or 47 grand, you choose.
If you don't need to turn the money over, it's a different story.
I mean, you could have turned that over for $7 and
bought
a matcha
if he
Dubai latte immediately.
I'm saying if he sold it for 35, he would have sold that for $10 on Dibdit. Then he would have taken that 10 and then bought 2 more things, and then over time he would have probably made hundreds of bucks.
There was nothing I was never able to buy because that was sitting in my shed. That only occurs if you don't have the money to buy the next thing.
But you know what? There's more to it than just like, and this is me hearkening back to 6 minutes ago.
I don't like that your point made sense, Kevin. That offends me.
Yeah, it did make sense. That's why we're just moving on.
We're gonna move on past that. That is actually a very good point.
So Kevin was talking about how he was upset he wasn't there first, and this applies to yard sales or flea markets. But like,
if you're not the first one there, is there a song about that?
First, right? Because it's not only that you're first there, but it's also that they brought out the item at that point. But there's also another aspect of it where like you felt it, like. There's times Kevin looks at a Flintstone Frisbee. Kevin sees a Flintstone Frisbee and he doesn't feel it. And so he doesn't ask the price, doesn't do anything. I see it 20 minutes later, still there, still the same price. I buy it, I quadruple my money. Like, why didn't you buy it? You like Flintstone stuff. You just were saying that. But you just weren't feeling it.
You're 100% right. The reason I didn't buy it is because I didn't like the $5 flea market price tag. That's the truth.
You weren't feeling that price. I was.
But you got to understand, I'm not used to buying at flea markets. It's an acquired skill over time that you used to feel this way, and you don't feel this way anymore.
Yeah. But you also got to remember, like, I could have gone up to Rod's totes full of Transformer stuff he bought. I could have heard the price, laughed, and walked away, not realizing some of them were worth $100 or $200. Rod has a higher, I would say, a higher tolerance for price than even I.
Do you know what's helped me a lot with that? Because you probably have noticed I'll spend a little bit more now. Is card shows. I go to card shows and like I have to spend money to get deals, or if I'm going to buy low end cards, I want to buy them in bulk, right? I don't want to buy 2 of them and make $3. I want to buy 100 or 200 and run them, really quick or whatever I decide to do with them. But there's also another layer to what you're saying. It's not only not feeling it, but you hear the price. Like, remember the video game Nintendo lot from a couple weeks ago, Dave? Yep. Like I asked, I think I was the one that was there.
Yeah, you
first.
asked. It was 180.
It was 180, and not only was it like I wasn't feeling it, but like I knew that was too much. But I'm also not I don't love negotiating. I will with cards, I think, a little bit easier. But I was like, it was already kind of like a little too crazy for me. So I'm like, I'm gonna pass. And then you went back. After looking at everything, you're like, I wonder if she'll negotiate because she's been sitting here for hours, and she did. What did it end up being, like
120? I got her down to $60.
At 120, I probably would have bought that.
And I got like 400 out of them.
But I might not have been able to get her to 120 at hour 1 of the
you
flea market. You had to wait till hour 3 or 4.
Someone came up to me and saw them in my wagon and said, "Did you actually get her to go down on those? I asked her about those a few hours ago, and she wouldn't budge." I said, "Yep, she went down to 120." He's like, "Oh, wow." So
is the Palm Coast flea market the really small one?
That's Port Orange.
Port Orange, that's what it is.
Yeah,
that
Palm
one's
Coast
pretty. Where you live. All right,
you said you did good there, though, right?
Well, yeah, I did. I didn't.
I've done good a few times.
I did pretty good there. I did better than I thought because when I got home, one of the things I bought was a Canon selfie color ink printer with like.
Yeah, you told me. I think you showed
stuff.
me that.
And I knew it was good, but I got home and got it listed, and I sold it for $115, and I had the little ink cartridge or little paper that goes with it. They go for like $30. I was like, geez.
I just sold one of those on Dibdit last week. Apparently, I had one in my inventory. I don't know if it had fallen off eBay because I've had it listed for a long time, and you're sold instantly. So almost makes me wonder if mine fell off. I mean, that was pretty fast, and I've had mine listed for like 8 months.
Sometimes the market changes. I looked at that, and I saw some a couple months ago that sold for 130, 100.
Yeah, maybe my price was too high.
And so sometimes that market changes, and I put it at the current rate that stuff was like the comps were good for sales, but the listed ones were lower than mine. I'm like, something's not right. So
I think I got like 30, 35 for it on Dibdit. So
that's good.
What'd you say you got? 100 what?
$114.95.
Okay, so someone will triple their money.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
I was happy. Hey, y'all, speaking of that trip down there, I told you I wasn't sure how much footage I needed.
Yeah.
So it worked out perfectly I got one video this weekend. Yeah. And now I'm exactly have the right amount of videos to be able to get down.
Have you gotten a lot of snow this year?
It snowed a bunch of different times, but never more than like 3.
Did you do a short or a story and it was like snowy everywhere?
Yeah. I did.
Was that were you like at that
down? Were you in the Upside Down?
Were you out near that pizza place? What? That felt like near that Mellow Yellow pizza place.
I like Mellow Yellow.
Is that what I'm thinking about? The Mellow Mushroom or something?
I was not down there, I don't think.
But
I did see one of Carrie's most recent successes. I think it was a success for a short. The Goodwill charging $40 for a Funko Pop.
Yeah, I just finally, I was like, I want to do something on American Arbitrage because I just neglect it all the time. And I'm like, I'm just not even going to worry about like making it long or doing anything. I'll just, it was crazy. $40 for a BB-8, which is going for $10.
He's like, or you could buy it for $10.
$10 plus ship or free ship?
$10 free ship. Yeah. So if you were to sell that after shipping and fees, you'd make $3, pay $40, you'd be down $37.
I have a video coming out about Goodwill yesterday, which is tomorrow. And did you see on K-Way's thing where Goodwill in Ohio, I think, is now selling? They have their own Whatnot channel, and they're just selling on Whatnot.
I've heard about that, yeah. It was a matter of time. I'm not surprised. That's why
we're not letting them sell on Dibdit, banning them.
No, we're banning Goodwill instantly if they come over. Hey, we got a thing over on Patreon from Breeze Flippers. My wife and I are new to Dibdit and absolutely love the platform. We're doing more lives and jumping into threads and cards soon. Since Dibdit was built by resellers for resellers, I have to ask, what do you think the ratio of actual buyers to resellers are on the site? We've done well with our auction, but it also feels like most of our buyers are other resellers. I'm trying to figure out what inventory works best on Dibdit versus what should stay on eBay.
First of all, resellers are buyers, but I get the point.
Yeah, we're some of the most addictive buyers.
Yeah, some of the best buyers. Yeah. There's very few places, and having literally had an auction house like physical in Utah, like every auction house that I went to, and also my auction house was filled with resellers. Those are the best buyers.
I'd say 75%.
Yeah, I'd say 75 plus. And the key, the hardest part is to find collectors, find people who collect anything. Really,
we have some of different categories. Yeah.
But I mean, I would cater towards deals for people to flip. That's what I would cater.
Is that some resellers are also collectors?
Most are.
So even though that number, and I'd also make this point, Dave. What percentage of the people that bought from you on Whatnot were resellers?
Probably 75. It was a big quantity that they were. I mean, that's just what it is.
I sell a lot of Marvel cards, and and it's to people who I know are resellers, but I'm pretty sure they're collecting those. Like, for example, like everybody's like, I tell this to Don all the time. I'm like, there's some cards that people are going to flip, but there's other cards that, they're saying they're buying cards to flip, but it's another $3-4, and they just like this character or they like this movie, and they'll throw it in the pile because they want that for themselves.
So many resellers were buyers first, and then they needed to resell to support their buying.
That's very true.
That's how I started. I was addicted to buying video games, and so I had to start reselling video games so I could buy more video games. And so it's the same idea, and that's why I'll go into an auction and I'll pay retail basically for a Loungefly or for a cool popcorn bucket because I love those things. Yeah. And, I don't mind paying retail for something I love and then also getting some great deals that'll kind of make it a wash. So if you go into my auction and you buy one thing for retail and 10 that you're going to make 10x on, that retail thing kind of is free in my brain. That's just how the reseller brain works.
Another thing I got at that estate sale this week was a pair of boots for me that fit me. So I don't think it's that different that, I won't sell to a reseller at my garage sale. I'm like, well, you're dumb.
I want to see that outfit. I want to see the jeans with the holes in them, the boots. You're going to go full Bret Michaels on us, I feel like. You're going to go full Bret Michaels.
I also noticed I was watching a pin show the other day, Disney pin show, and some of the less sexy pins but decent value pins were selling for very low. Like when I say sexy, I mean like really popular characters, right? Like, what's the guy's name from Pocahontas? John Smith? Is that his name? Yeah. Right? So like a pin of his sells for $1. on Dibdit, it might sell for 15 on eBay, but then the one that's got Stitch, which is very popular, sells for 13 on Dibdit. It's worth 8 on eBay. Mm-hmm. But again, they sell the John Smith, they keep the Stitch. The Stitch was free. It's, so I don't know. I think it is like 75% resellers though. That's my estimate.
Yeah,
I think cards, right. Like everyone that does cards is a reseller, is what I feel like.
No, like that is so true. I don't know. I don't really know very many, and I'm in the card space. There's not a ton of pure 100% card collector. I mean resell
card
collectors. They're all reselling a little bit to, at the very least, support some of their collecting.
Yeah, like 12-year-olds with briefcases, and they're like going over to sell the cards to other kids.
The kids are intense, man.
Like, yeah, and I'm
the kids are like flipping $800 cards, and me and the other 40-year-olds are looking for $2 cards to sell for $350. It's just a different culture.
Carrie,
it really
here's
is.
what I need your help with, because my brother called me the other day, and he resells when he needs to for his hobbies and stuff. He's like, Dave, I have to tell you something. And I said, what? He's like, I'm a Magic the Gathering guy now. I said, what?
I love it.
I said, you're like 45. He's like, yeah, I don't know.
That's the perfect
I was
age.
watching videos on YouTube, and so I decided to go to the card shop, and they were playing, and so I just joined.
That's
and
cool,
now I've
man.
got like 4 Commander decks. And I was and you're just playing with random dudes at the card shop? He's like, yeah. I'm like, how many live with their mom? He's like, all of them. All of these 4-year-olds live with their mom.
I love it.
He's like, I am
awesome.
the most successful one there. I said, that's awesome. But, okay, so now he said, I was telling him about Dibdit cards, and he said he wants
Or was he, though? Or were the people hanging out there having fun with their friends playing Magic the most successful people?
No,
Think about it. What do you measure success on, Dave?
It's whatever you do, Carrie, because you're the biggest success I know.
Thank you.
No, but he wanted to know when there's going to be a Magic show on Dibdit cards.
We had some people talking about it. I'm not sure if they've done it yet.
Let me know if you see one. Let me know if you see one.
I might dabble in it if I can find some stuff. Magic, Pokemon. The problem, so Pokemon right now, if you guys are resellers, you may have been to a Target on a random day and seen lines of people waiting for Pokemon. Mm-hmm. The Pokemon industry is absolutely on fire. Whatever was happening during the pandemic with sports cards is happening with Pokemon. But the hard thing with Pokemon, for flippers, and I think it's hard to explain, is I feel like a lot of the value's in the boxes and not so much in the cards. People are looking for Charizard and a couple rare ones, and that's it. Whereas sports cards, you can get parallels, there's 50 different cards you can get that are valuable, and it's much more difficult. So if you can find more nuance. But like for me, I picked up some Pokemon cards to run on Dibdit this week because it's so popular. I picked some cool looking ones, and we're going to see how they do.
And I've been putting them on commons 360 at a time, and I don't think they're worth very much, and I don't know anything about them. And they are going for way more than I thought they would.
Wait, it's Pokemon cards?
Yeah.
How much are you getting for them? $20, $30, $10?
Sometimes more.
Where did you buy a bunch of Pokemon cards? Or?
Yeah, bought a giant box.
Auctions? You're doing auctions?
I ran pictures by Ray.
Run some through
Paul,
cards. We could use it.
They said they're not worth very much, and I said okay.
Run some lots through cards.
Profit, and I still have thousands left.
Why aren't you running some on cards, Carrie?
I'm going to. I've already pulled them aside.
But hold on,
I'm waiting for
Kevin,
Carrie to get back from Vegas and to have the big launch over there. I want to have some stuff that Carrie's not ashamed of me selling.
Are you selling them on commons in an auction?
Yes.
So just put a few auctions on cards.
Oh, you mean as a regular auction? Yeah, I'm selling them in a live auction on commons.
Oh, there are some on some normal auctions on cards just to get some people over there.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Might be a good idea.
Yeah.
But no, and let me know what to go, because Callie has a ton too, and she doesn't know what to do with them. And I told her maybe she needs to do big bundles or something. So
well, I think with Callie, just like when you're live with me on cards, or if she wants to, just whenever she has 10 or 15 minutes, just come on live with me and run some, and then she'll sell them slowly. But I think if you do too many of those, they're going to go down. So, but if she does 1 or 2 or 3 at a time, she'll get good money, I think.
Yeah.
So that's my thought.
I'm happy.
Well, anyways, he wants Commander, Magic the Gathering Commander, because he plays, and I guess they only want to play Commander Magic the Gathering, which I guess
I got one that you'll probably get and Dave won't get. Here we go. I sold a box. Zero Cool V Friends 5s edition collectible trading card game sealed. Green box, Carrie. Green box.
$67.
I don't know what they go for anymore.
Right on the money. $299.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Wow.
Where'd you get it?
I bought it from Gary V.
This chair is terrible. Directly from Gary V or from his website?
I had a V friend, so I had the right to be able to be a first purchaser, and I bought 4 of them.
I am close. Can I say it? I think I'm close to getting Gary V on the podcast. I think I'm close.
Really?
I think I'm close.
What did you pay?
Tyler is supposed to be emailing me at some point.
I think
so we'll
they
see.
were $100 a piece. I got 4 of them, and they all sold for right around $300, except for the one I broke up and gave some to Carrie and to Rod, and Rod bought some for me.
We got some questions from New Jersey Picker, which I like. Number 1, who is the best reseller to join Dibbed It live streaming in 2025, and why is it the New Jersey Picker? Discuss.
Let me tell you, have you seen his shows? I begged
good.
you owe me.
I
begged him to come over. He's like,
he's doing good.
Yeah. I'm like, dude, get over here because you're perfect for this, and he's killing it. I think he is, anyway.
Yeah, I think he's doing good.
Breeze Flipper's good with Mike. He goes live, but I think that we've got to give Shirley the nod.
Shirley's bringing. I
think Shirley is the star of Dibbed It, probably.
Right now, she's bringing the highest end stuff.
Did you see somebody sold a Barbie today for $150?
I saw that. Was that a good Barbie? I didn't comp it.
Just a little maybe 200-ish, $220 Barbie.
When is the weekly Trash to Cash Facebook group live segment going to happen? If there was only someone you could invite on the show to plug the Facebook group.
Wait a minute. Oh, that was New Jersey Picker.
Yes.
He wants an invite.
Yeah,
Chris
and then he said, "Memba New Jersey Picker."
He was saying Memba I feel on like the show today. It was like, dude, this is ridiculous.
I got him. I love it, guys. Everyone just starts saying Memba all the time. That's because I go into his shows. I go into his shows all the time, and I'll be like, Memba Chewbacca, and he'll be like, I Memba.
And our buddy, who was selling the other day, first show last week or something, one of the Patreons for Trash to Cash from Pennsylvania. I cannot think of his name right now.
The purple unicorn guy?
No.
Isn't he from Pennsylvania?
He was selling T-shirts. I sent an alert. I said, I'm going to be out. Remember, this guy's going live. We got to support him.
Did I do it?
I don't remember.
I'm sure I didn't. I mean, not out of anything, just other
now he's going to be mad at me because I cannot think of his
you're a
dang
monster,
name.
Kevin. Well, New Jersey Picker also said this. With the current socioeconomic situations, what do you find to be the top 5 factors that could impact the potential upward mobility of all reselling platforms this year? And what synergistic words of advice can you offer the viewing audience? Carrie, I want you to answer this one.
I think the key to any kind of like forward progress in reselling in 2025 is going to the real staple of that's going to be adaptation. I'm just going to say it, and I don't usually talk about it, but if when everybody else is yanging, you got to ying. You know what I mean? It's about the yin and the yang, and it's adaptation. It is all about. You know what I love about synergy? You can't do it without sinning, baby. You know what I mean?
Bodega Fine says, "Am I the only one who's when they're at a family member's house, they eye stuff and say, what could I flip this for?"
No, Airbnbs that get me.
We all do that. Why the Airbnbs?
Airbnbs are like
Kevin. Most of us aren't constantly on vacation, so we're not.
Airbnbs are like what?
Kevin's like at a new Airbnb daily.
You just point to the thing they got half off at Homeco or whatever. What is that?
No, it's the Cutco knives. I've seen them twice at Airbnbs.
Really?
They drive me nuts. I'm like, I want to go and buy a cheap set. I don't.
And swap them? Oh, that's a good stealing idea, Kevin. Nice. Good show we've got here.
I sold a
How to Steal from Airbnbs by Kevin Brown.
Dave, I have not done it. Have you seen the? Do you remember that knife down there that you pointed out to me? And you're like, go to this sale and check out this knife. That. And it was a little crescent shaped one. I sold it for $75.
Oh my gosh, it's almost like I know a thing or two. Yeah. Carrie, now you've got me annoyed. Is it Home Goods? What is the store Don like so much?
No, it's Hobby Lobby. Hobby Lobby is the one that like half the store is half off. Like every week, it like goes from one half to another. And back when we had like the brick and mortar, I can't tell you how many times for paint and stuff for her furniture, we would be at
had a brick and mortar.
Oh yeah.
Oh, here we go. Listen, we have some amazing members of our Patreon.
We just went to Hobby Lobby a lot, is all I'm saying. I'm not trying to brag about my 3 degrees, which I do have.
That the
University of Utah, class of 2010.
At the 25
Magna cum laude, probably. I don't know.
Are you done? At the $25
Dean's List
up tier,
2003.
Patreon.
Oh, they're gonna hate
this one. Okay. the $25 and up Patreon tier. We got to thank them. Vincent Street Market, Picks by Tyler, Gem Flipper, Buffin' the Stuff, Alexandria Pickers, Jake Ryder, CJ Benz Finds, Lady Arbitrage, No Nose Pickers, Brian Sempor Beal, Mike Camparelli, Vintage Sports Flips, paulsmerch.com, Racehack Resell, and Logan Murky. Thank you guys for your support of the Trash to Cash podcast at the Wealthy as a Kevin tier. Shilling done. Go.
No, Carrie
Kevin
left.
Says, Carrie rage quit.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, well, I've got another question we can do. Quirky Picker Chad said, if you could be on any reality TV show, which one and why?
That one I sent you today, Dave. We're destined for that.
What was that?
The sexy. They're recruiting sexy people to be on a sexy live.
Okay, I know Carrie. Since Carrie's not
here,
you should
ask me nicely to come back. You should ask me nicely.
Since Carrie's not here, I'm going to answer for him. He wants to be on a Shot at Love with Tila Tequila.
Do you remember that? Do you remember that show where it was like the pickup artist with mystery? Do you remember that show?
No.
He was like a guy that did pickups. He tried to pick up women. It was really cringy and bad.
Oh, okay.
He was randomly on Instagram the other day, and he's gotten a lot older because it's been 20 years. But yeah, he's still doing that. He's still doing that same thing. Like he should grow out of it at some point. You would think, but he hasn't.
I want to be on Squid Game, the real one.
The real one. Now here's the play though. I mean, like, how many rounds do you go in Squid Game before you cash out?
The cashing out thing was different, dude. When are the new episodes coming out? That's a better question.
They're coming out in a couple months, I think, right? I don't know.
My question for Cowtown Picker, is when did this become a reselling podcast? I was on a road trip with my wife last week, and I warned her about the childish humor and sexual innuendo, and all we got was
grown
reselling.
out of it.
That's what I'm
What
saying.
gives?
Tim comes on and you talk about
how much
reselling.
We talked a lot about reselling today. I let you talk, and it was
We
boring.
haven't talked about reselling. You don't even care the ins and outs of eBay anymore. It doesn't even
that's
matter.
not. But reselling. Why are we so myopic in our views of reselling? Why is reselling only eBay?
Myopic.
Yeah. There's a panoply of options to resell on. Bonanza, Mercari,
2 words of the week.
Poshmark, Grailed, Depop,
Bonanza.
Hey, I have an announcement. My Rolo printer gave out on me, y'all.
Garbage. Rolo's garbage, allegedly.
Are you getting a mun bun?
I might be.
I just like saying it.
Bro, I'll send you a link for the one I got for $36. Oh, you have to get paid to get a new printer? Is that the life you're living? That's relatable. That's relatable, Kevin.
Well, do you have another
printer company pays me the most money?
Yeah, do you have an extra printer in the supply hut?
I'm just scouting out, you know. Yeah, what?
We're talking about shilling.
Yes. Touche.
He took way too long to catch that one, huh?
I did. Oh my goodness.
Trash Cat Rescue said, I have a Dibdit question for the contest.
Yes.
What do we do if we don't know for the contest? What do we do if we don't know anything about sports or sports? I don't know about the contest. You'll have to tell me after this. What do we do if we don't know anything about sports or sports cards? How do we go about selling on that page? Just take a chance and sell random cards? What's the
I'll let
contest?
Carrie answer that part.
Like the
cards.
If you don't know,
contest?
it depends on what your goals are. If you want to learn how to sell cards, then that's the way that's one way to do it.
Sounds like they want to enter some contest.
Well, we have a contest, I believe, on No Bangers that Tim was talking about, like where you have join Dibdit cards, I think.
So disappointing to me.
You have to sell something on there?
Really
Listen, when I asked ChatGPT to summarize our WhatsApp, it did not tell me about a contest.
What's our contest? Do we have one, Kevin?
Yes, you have a contest.
What?
You don't know about on your
Clearly,
own
Kevin
platform.
doesn't know either because he's buying time right now. He's messaging Tim. Tim, what's the contest?
No. All right, here it is. I was scrolling to find the exact part of it, which is really small, so I got to blow it up because I'm old. Okay, March 1st, which is past, through March 31st, which is my birthday. Seller who hosts the most shows in March. So the seller who hosts the most shows, you just host the most shows, you get $25 credit.
When did we talk about this? I've never heard of this till this moment.
I talked about it with people that actually do things. Bigs, collectibles. Seller who sells at least one item in all Dibdit marketplaces is entered to win a $25 credit. So if you sell one item in Polish and Brush, Dibdit Cards, Dibdit Sports, and Dibdit Threads.
It's almost like we're not co-owners, Carrie.
Yeah, it's almost like he's just unilaterally
making
decisions.
Hold on. Are you reading this off something you sent us, Kevin? Because I have never heard of this either.
No,
I really have
why
never
are you
heard
disappointed we don't know if you never told us?
Because it's in every seller chat, and almost every seller has mentioned it for 2 straight days now. And so clearly that tells you who's interacting in there and paying attention.
I'm not reading every single chat in all the threads.
You could have read any of the chats.
Who wouldn't tell the co-owners about this before they launched it?
There's no way I could watch Fraggle Rock Season 3 and be on Dibdit all day.
All right, well, let's make some plans and not tell Kevin and then launch them on Dibdit.
When are we going to do
Lord of the Dibdit or something?
Yeah, when
guys, write in the
when are we
comments
doing Dibdit diapers?
Yeah, write in the comments if you think Kevin should have told us this, or at least alerted us.
I feel like he should have told us.
Like, how do we have no say in this?
It's like a teacher giving you an assignment and then getting mad that you didn't do it, but he didn't tell you.
Don't you feel like this forces people to sell in cards who have no interest in cards, and therefore they run garbage and lower the overall value of card shows?
That's actually a decent point.
Making decent points. Sorry.
I
guess I could have brought that up if someone.
That's why I was confused. They were acting like they wanted, like, if you want to learn to sell cards, one of the best ways to learn anything is to try and succeed and fail, right? So yes, just try some stuff and do your best. Yeah, if you don't want to sell cards and you're only doing it for a contest,
but they want the contest.
Don't do that. Why are we doing that, Kevin?
Buy at least one item in all Dibdit marketplaces to be entered into a drawing for
buy
$25.
or sell?
Buy at least one item in each of the marketplaces, and you'll be entered to win $25. That helps move people around so they're exposed to the right marketplaces that they enjoy. Okay? It also supports the sellers in the smaller marketplaces. The one that you might be concerned about is seller who sells at least one item in all Dibdit marketplaces will also be entered in to win. So if they want to go on and sell one item, if you don't like it, Carrie, I'm sorry, but that's one of them.
At least he didn't warn you.
At least I didn't.
It's not like I don't. It's not. Listen, I don't know if me not liking it is exact. I'm not. It's not that I don't like it. I have no problem with people selling wherever they want. But if they don't like selling cards, why sell cards? Like, or if you don't want to,
because Kevin said they had to.
Nobody has to do this.
Are they going to go on Dibdit cards and sell toys? What are they selling?
First of all, they could sell one in a static listing. They could auction one off. The key is exposure.
Did you talk to anybody about this idea before you put it into?
Apparently, he talked to Biggs Collectibles about it.
No. Biggs?
No. Why do you talk to Biggs? I love Biggs.
First of all, we're giving away $75, completely giving it away. Now, this is in the regular chat. There's also a top seller.
All you have to do is dilute the quality of the streams and cards. That's all you have to do.
First of all,
we're gonna make Dibdit and one, and it's gonna be in all of Walmart's, and it's not gonna be a cool mixtape with dunkers.
Remember when Schwinn were quality bikes?
Yeah, you remember when Reeboks was cool and it wasn't in Walmart everywhere? Remember the Memba?
There's also $25 for whoever sells the most and is not named Dave.
I just like to watch the world burn over here.
$100 free $100 for people to get that Dave and DeCarey don't have to pay for. Just for the record,
I will pay for a good contest.
There's 4 different contests for buyers and sellers. I mean,
but none are the one from Seinfeld.
Should we do a contest for people to unfollow Commons?
Unfollow Dave. He's past me. Hey, look, I could have put Commons in this mix, but I didn't. Nor did I put.
All right, guys, go ahead. Just write how out of line Kevin was with this whole secret contest thing he didn't warn us about or ask us about.
And all the sellers over there and buyers
put it in the comments
are loving it, by the way.
And
it's driving sales and movement among marketplaces, which is key. Because there are people who don't even know there's a Dibdit card.
We could have improved the plan. We could have made it a better plan that was more efficacious. Is that a word? Let's make it up. Yeah, if you had involved us. That's all I'm saying.
If I would have involved you, it would have taken twice as long and not been good and not got done.
You're right. We very rarely contribute to anything in your life, Kevin.
$100 free.
Our friendship is not enough.
The ungrateful man at the bottom
is not enough.
Do you hear him? Oh, I've got free barn doors. Look at me. Dude's pooping out barn doors. He's so rich. Anyways,
it's a great contest. Now. Hopefully, I answered your question, but you can check each one of these things.
You would have loved. Did I mention I had a shop in Utah? You would have loved the barn doors we had. Dawn had like 4 real, actual barn doors from barns.
Remember
like,
when
not the
Carrie
ones
used
that
to
you
do
have.
this podcast?
They have termites?
Outside of that
Probably.
building.
Oh yeah, I did.
Do it outside. I remember.
What do you mean outside?
Well, I had the window. I had the window to the outside.
But were you? Yeah, you weren't outside. You were inside.
I was inside with a window. Are you confused that a window means I'm outside?
Kevin, this is a garage door, but I'm inside. It's there, but I'm in the house.
Maybe I was mistaken. I swear there was one where you're outside, but that was back when I used to want to be on the podcast.
Yeah, remember when you begged us? Remember when you begged us to be on Trash to Cast?
Remember when we built Kevin from the ground up? Remember?
Remember when we made Kevin who he was? Remember?
I remember. Remember when we made him the sympathetic figure? Remember?
Yeah, we humanized you. Now everybody's like, poor Kevin. And
poor
before they were
Kevin.
just looking up to how rich you were, and now they relate to you.
Oh my gosh!
You know what we should? You know who we should add to this show? Who's an
YouTube.
eBay daddy? Dude, there's an idea. We're gonna add this
Are we
eBay
really
daddy
gonna
to the
add
show
somebody?
permanent. Yes, Tommy Bernard.
Oh, Tommy Bernard.
He's an eBay daddy. Yeah. He's got
eBay
good
daddy.
mic quality. He kind of might hate us,
hardcore
but I
eBay
think we should
daddy.
bring him in. He allegedly hates us,
all
but
right with it.
I
Let's
only
do
think
it.
that because I'm blocked by him. But that doesn't mean he definitely hates me. He might like me.
Yeah, I'm serious.
I think I'm blocked even on my card account. I thought we were friends until like it just randomly blocked us all.
Yeah. We must. I mean, it's not. We do sometimes say things on the podcast that people could take.
Nah, we can't be held accountable for. We can't be held accountable for what we're
for
saying
just
on the
word
podcast.
vomiting for
allegedly.
2 hours on a show.
Man, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, Kevin,
me
talk
either. You don't
reselling.
even
Talk
ask
some
us
reselling,
about
Kevin.
those
Come on,
contests.
bring.
Not even the same.
Here's the thing.
You're a
Kevin
teacher.
told me, hey, Dave, we're gonna do a thing where top buyer and top seller get a gift card. He told me that.
Oh wait,
He
I
told
thought
me
I didn't
that.
tell you anything. Top
That
buyer
you told
and
me.
top seller.
That
yeah.
you told me when I came up with the idea like 2 months ago. You told me, yeah, we'd do it eventually. But I don't. You don't. Why wouldn't you tell me the rest?
Because I didn't make up the rest.
Who did?
Biggs.
Who am I? All right, he's banned. I'm banning Biggs.
No, Biggs is no. Mm-mm. Biggs should get $25 just for being Biggs. And I've got more news for you. Although if you want to restructure, you can talk to Biggs for February because this is going to go on for a long time each
Biggs, reach out. We're doing some stuff Kevin doesn't want us to do behind his back. Get ready. He's going to take it by surprise. We're just going to do some stuff.
Dave's going to do like whoever
Kevin's
buys the
doing
most
a
Beanie
barn door
Babies.
giveaway every single month this year. Allegedly.
Oh, I like
Such a
it. These
Kevin.
are good ideas. I like them.
The barn door giveaway?
Betty, no.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, I'm
Sold
fine
Polly
with it.
Pocket.
Do you have?
I
You're
had
the
a good
comment
week.
guy, Kevin. You're supposed to have a comment
Where's
from the
the
show, and you
comments,
never
Kevin?
deliver.
But the problem
me to do
is
some
I
comments?
wasn't
I'll do it.
on this podcast. Plus, there's other stupid streams that are on here that should be off.
Okay, Carrie, you do it. Kevin clearly
I'll do it. It's right here.
Kevin can't be
I
bothered.
got it.
you can't be
I got it.
bothered to spend time on the show.
How come Tim was late? He begs to be on this podcast for a year and a half, and he doesn't even show up on time.
What's crazy is he has a more successful podcast than this. I don't know why he wants to be on this one.
True. He does.
No
He
bangers.
does.
Which I have almost got to 1,000 subscribers. You're welcome.
You got it there?
Yeah,
How did you get it there?
because I shouted him out in my last picker video.
Here, I
Is there
got
some
a
sort of
comment.
contest
I
for
got a
listening to
comment.
No bangers.
I got a comment. First like and first comment. What a historical moment in time. Let it be known for all time and eternity that I was the first here. Anyway, great video and great banter. Watched it in the morning on your other channel. Take care. Dana Invest. This comment was 3 years ago, and it was in our first podcast. He was our first commenter ever.
Dana?
Dude,
What
well, I
ha-
haven't
Dana's
seen
doing
Dana invest in a while.
No, he's doing a real estate. I'm still following him on Instagram. He does real estate now.
Oh, is he still investing?
Yeah,
he is.
He's investing in real estate. That was
Listen,
our first
you know what
comment
could be
ever.
we could go to my latest Flipper video and look at a comment.
That'd be fun. I always get a hoot out of that.
A lot of fun, since Kevin can't be bothered. Let me go to the held ones. No
Tara
held
says,
ones. Sad.
"Damn you, Paul's merch."
Who's merch?
I can't delete
Paul's
any
merch.
anymore, by the way.
Good.
because
I hope they're talking trash about Bubbles.
Yeah, say whatever you want about Kevin from now on.
Talk
You
about
can't come
Bubbles
on.
in the
Says something
comments.
bad about Bubble Boy.
I just said
I'd delete
Bubbles.
that
I just
crap.
said Bubbles. I just said Bubbles. But if you wanted to say boy next to it, that'd be fine. Allegedly. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna blind read some comments, and we're gonna see how many are positive. I'm gonna read 3. Do you think all 3 will be positive or negative, Carrie? What's your ratio?
From yours?
Random
Oh,
comments?
3 negatives.
On my Flipper
3
video
negatives.
from today. You think they're all negative? 3 of them?
2 negatives and 1 super negative.
Okay.
No.
What do you think, Kevin?
One positive, one and one negative.
All right, I'm going to read them. I'm all in on District Dibbed It. Polish and brush. I did $3,000 in my first week selling. eBay can pound sand. People here say you can't keep stock, but you can source year-round. Plus, you're not sitting on things forever. I've sold 320 items in 7 days. Keep it up. That's pretty positive, Carrie. So you've lost.
He is a reseller.
That is pretty good.
Reseller. What's his name?
Reseller Rush.
Reseller Rush.
Reseller
And he
Rush.
sells on multiple platforms.
Heather Brooks. Dave, why not sell the big stuff to Kevin? He needs the inventory. That's a So Kevin's right so far. One positive, one eh. Let's see if the last one's negative.
Say that's negative, but that's okay.
I don't see how this can be fruitful in the long term. Kevin nailed this. Kevin nailed this. In the long term, you won't be making much money when you don't have a lot of stock. It's already hard enough to make a decent profit selling much higher on eBay. You're just making it more difficult for yourself. I don't understand your rationale. So, Kevin, you literally nailed it. Positive.
It's because when
negative.
you read a negative comment, Dave, it hurts harder. When you read a positive one, you pass by it.
Yeah,
so
that's exactly
you
right.
think
Yeah,
that they're
Kevin
all
nailed it.
negative.
Yeah, Kevin nailed it. That's pretty good. Okay, so there also is this one. We're going to read one more because I think it's interesting. I find this video interesting because I'm in the same boat of wanting to break up the monotony. I do Etsy, but it's hard to have so many totes of items sitting around waiting to be sold. Auctions scare me because you really need a solid following to not be giving it all away cheap. I've been working on scaling my business down all last year, and I'm trying to focus more on smalls than furniture because it's just getting too heavy and bulky, even though I was making good money on the large items. So look at that. We're kind of enlightening people, too. We're giving them thought exercises.
What did he do? He broke up the monogamy like Kevin did?
He wants to. He's created... No, the monogamy... Yeah, okay.
That was a swinger joke. That was a swinger joke.
Yeah, it was a swinger joke. It could be a Mormon
joke. It wasn't
joke.
good.
It could be a lot.
It wasn't a good joke. It was a pretty weak joke, honestly.
All right, Kevin, did you finally find a comment, or are you still looking?
Yes, EcoCat. Can you please not put all caps? EcoCat. Can you please not put your Dibbed It auctions on the Trash to Cash podcast? It's blowing up my feed. And
I haven't been doing that lately because I can't get logged in. So you're welcome. I haven't even been putting them on my Flipper videos.
Yeah, I know.
Law of diminishing returns.
How did you?
I don't need to.
No, I can get you logged in, Dave, if you need to be.
I should get you. Yeah, I'm going to need to by Tuesday if I can't get it figured out. If you stop by tomorrow, you can help me.
Okay.
Hello from the 41%. I don't know what that means. Stand in demand.
41%?
This is a good one that I thought was funny. Thinking E.T. is the Grail of Atari. LOL. Rough.
Yeah, I knew the Grails. I knew the Grails perfectly. I nailed them, Carrie. You and Tim were just sitting there like,
what are the Grails? I don't even remember.
I remember I told you last week all the Grails.
I don't remember anything that happened in last week's episode.
I don't have that
one
Chat
thing.
GPT chat pulled up anymore. Thank you very much.
Dude, I really don't remember anything from last week, other than we had bars on our thumbnail, which we stole from another creator.
Dude, what'd you think of that, Kevin?
That's my favorite part of it.
Coming. That's why I purposely called and told you, I sent you all a text message how well my video is doing, because I knew it would become a topic of conversation on the video.
Yeah, well, we did it.
Yeah.
We put the prison bars. How did our video do? I feel like it's a bad one.
You want me to check?
10?
Well, it looks like it did better than the week before, but that's because 3,000.
The other one, the week before, was like a 1 or 2, and that's the
it was like a 7, and then
Dave decided to take it down, which was a terrible decision. But he can't not have a video up there that doesn't have good audio.
Yeah,
even though it was killing it.
This is. I don't know if this is good or bad because you think it's a 10. It's actually a 5. So that's more saying how low our podcast has been lately.
I think we can get it lower if we talk more Dibbed It.
Mob 49.
I love the last comment on our last week's podcast was it was just Dibbed It the podcast, which I kind of like. Which I joked about. We should just name this the Dibbed It podcast.
Are you guys following Dibbed It Dave on TikTok yet?
Really?
Oh, is that what you called it?
Yeah, Dibbed It Dave. Yeah, Dibbed It Dave on TikTok, guys.
Is that the name of it?
I've been hashtagging Dibbed It on my Facebook videos and on TikTok. Hashtag Dibbed It. I'm gonna make it a thing. So watch 5 minutes and boring. This is from Mob 49. You guys need Kevin to pick on, otherwise Banter not so witty. Yeah. And there are 12 comments by poor sad Tim.
Tim sucks. Yeah.
Dibbed It Dave has a whopping 0 followers on TikTok right now.
No, but look, dude, look at the like count.
Look at this.
Look at the like count.
Like count?
Yeah.
Dibbed It Dave has 1 follower now.
I have a like. I
wasn't even following you because I wasn't compelled for your shilling channel. Look at these. He's just cutting up Dibbed It auctions.
Dude, listen though. You know what, Kevin? They're getting like 80 to 100 views each
with no followers.
But it says the Dibdit logo on there. It's got the QR code. This is literally just an advertising play. It's just advertising.
Nice to know
Dibdit.
that me and Dave are really doing things to help this enterprise.
I'm working my butt
off. I'm also glad you and Dave are doing something to make it work.
Instead of making a Goodwill is selling this Funko Pop for $40, you could have said, I could have got this on Dibdit for $6 free shipping.
I'm simply selling on Dibdit 5 times a week.
Yes, but
which Kevin can't be bothered with, apparently.
Why didn't you think that this video is going to get tons of views, and instead of saying I could have bought it on eBay for $10, you could have said I could get this on Dibdit.com for $6, and then we have tons of advertising.
Does it have a lot of views?
It's not that crazy. It's only got like 15,000 views.
That's 15,000 people that could have heard of Dibdit.
Kevin, I guess if you brought us in on your strategizing, Carrie could have brought you in on his.
Oh, it's got 35,000. So yeah, that would have been.
You're just doing things behind our backs. Carrie decided to do this video behind your back.
You admitted it was your idea, Dave.
What was?
I just made your idea happen, and now you're yelling at me.
Yeah, but you broke it and made us have people who don't want to sell cards.
Oh my gosh! First of all,
now I have to go sell. I have to go sell Mary Kay on polish and brush now, and I don't want to.
Contest. Yeah, you have to do it. Though.
I don't want to, but I want that $25.
I want a chance. How are you going to track that, Kevin? How are you going to track it?
Yeah, that's going to be a problem.
What if 10,000 people do it? You're screwed. Good luck with the admin on that thing.
Biggs is screwed.
Oh, poor Biggs. Yeah.
He did send me a message. He's like, how are we going to do this? I'm like, well, I don't know. Figure it out.
Yeah, I honestly don't know how you're going to do that, but good luck.
Those ideas weren't mine. The ideas that were mine were top seller and top buyer.
Well, if it's Biggs' idea, I like it better.
I like how he's preemptively throwing Biggs under the bus.
Y'all go
just in case it doesn't work.
You're really a hater, Kevin. Yeah, he doesn't want it. It's only my idea if it's successful.
I want you to know that if it works, I was behind it.
I came up with it, yes.
He's a politician. You should be the mayor of Bedford, in my opinion.
Johnny D. Cash was really... I can't even read what he said about you, Dave, so I'm going to have to delete it. But I
blurt out the bad stuff.
Oh, I can remove it. So I'm an admin.
That's good. Well, what did he say?
I can't say it. It'll hurt Dave's feelings.
Well, just take out all the bad parts, Dave.
Dave's not asking for me to say it, so you
can say it. I don't care. Go ahead. Okay. I was reading my comments.
Johnny D. Cash says, "I'm assuming this is about Dave. This is terrible that I'm saying that it's about Dave.
It's probably about Kevin.
I wasn't on the podcast, so it has to be about
Tim.
Dave. Let's say it's about Tim. You actually are like an old lady. The voice." What you source and your behavior. You should start your transition.
Well, hold on, though. I'm not like an old... Dude, no, that is about Tim.
Oh, you think it is?
He sources all glass.
Oh, that's true. The voice, though? And what you source and your behavior, you should start your transition. Okay, it's about Tim.
Okay. Sorry, Tim.
I'm still removing it.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I'd remove it.
Oh my goodness.
All right, well, you know what? This is Carrie drinking a soda.
No, have Kevin tell us about how did the Panama Canal get made? Did McKinley have something to do with it?
A shovel.